Welcome to another edition of Helmets Off. I'm your host, Scott Mitchell. Helmets Off is now on, and we are going to the NFL, and specifically the poor Mason Crosby Green Bay Packers. Oh my goodness, missed four? What, I don't know, a couple of field goals, 2 or 3 field goals and some extra points. And the Packers lost to the Lions. Of course, you know, the Lions are my team. But I don't know that I've ever heard of a kicker actually having as bad a day as Mason had. Terrible, terrible. And of course, Mike McCarthy, I don't know if this was a kind thing or a cruel thing, but at the end of the game, he put him back in there because, I mean, who else are you going to put in there? The punter? And he actually made a kick at the end of the game with like 2 seconds left. Very, very, very difficult day. We've all had those bad days in our career, and what's so hard about this is every game means so much. Every game is just you have to win, and to have your kicker essentially like miss enough points for you to win is a scary thing. It's so demoralizing to a football team when your kicker just keeps missing, because you're out there. And as a defensive player, you're playing your guts out, and an offensive player, and it's so hard to get yourself in a position to score points, and you make things happen. You get down there and you're ready to kick a field goal, and he misses. And then it's like, okay, well, you know, it's good. And then you do it again, and he misses another one, and he misses another one. And at the end of it, it's like, buddy, you're not going home on the plane with us. You're going to walk home. I mean, it is so hard. And it's so hard for a kicker to have to feel that pressure from your teammates, because you don't want to let them down. You want to make sure that you make the kick. And some of the greatest kickers in the NFL history have just been those guys that have consistently had ice in their veins, and very rarely are they the ones that are going to miss that kick that wins the game for you. And the one that just really jumps out at me more than anyone is Adam Vinatieri, who has just been so clutch for both the Patriots and the Colts. I mean, he's like that would be the guy that I would want on my team above anyone else, because he has that understanding, that mindset. And kicking is a challenging thing, and we've actually talked about this on the show before, about how a lot of college kickers are really good in college. You say, oh, this guy easily will make it in the NFL, but it's the guys that can handle pressure, who can actually do it when, you know, your job's on the line literally every week if you don't make it, and your team's playoff hopes, and so much is riding on this kicker making a great kick. And a lot of guys can't handle it. A lot of guys cannot handle the pressure. And I see Mason Crosby, and I'm not an expert on kicking, but I do understand a lot of it. And he has a kick, he has a style, he has a motion that actually can crumble under pressure. You see the really consistent, really accurate kickers. They have this motion that's very repetitive, and it doesn't break down when pressure gets on it. And Mason's ball actually has a knuckling, fading motion to it. And the really good kickers actually have just kind of a slight little draw to what they do that holds up under that pressure. So I feel terrible. So it's such a hard thing to find that balance. In fact, the great kickers, this is the cool part, actually don't kick the ball as hard as they can. They'll kick about 80%. So Mason, slow down a little bit, kick about 80%. Otherwise, you might not be a Packer anymore. All right, Helmets Off is now off. You can text Helmets to 65537. Go to those social sites and like us. Dial us in on your smartphone. Until then, we'll catch you soon.